All right, first-time home buyers, if you're thinking of buying a house, here I am today in Westfield, New Jersey. You're going to need to learn about a couple of documents. Few documents, actually. One of them is called an exclusive buyer's agency agreement. The second one is called a single property buyer's agency agreement. And the third one is called a statement of disclosures. Those three documents are necessary to just get started in real estate. So let's talk about those three documents and what they look like. The first one is called an exclusive buyer's agency agreement. It's pretty in-depth, so let's get to it. This contract is between you, the buyer, me, your agent, and Coldwell Banker Realty in Westfield, New Jersey. It formalizes our working relationship.
During that time, I'm giving you everything I've got. Access to office exclusives that aren't even on Zillow yet. I'm previewing homes so you don't have to waste your weekends. And I'm sending you up-to-date market information so you always know what's happening in the areas you're looking. Now here's something I really want to be clear about. Whatever commission is agreed upon with you and your agent, at the end of the day, you as the buyer are responsible for that commission at closing. Now before you panic, that doesn't necessarily mean it's coming out of your pocket. We can always ask the seller to contribute to all of it, some of it, or none of it. And that's all part of how we structure the deal. Every transaction is different. That's exactly why having the right agent in your corner matters.
By signing this, you're agreeing to work together with me for the next 6 months. And in return, I'm going to be working for you, committed to you, to your goals, your search, and your timeline. So please give me a call and let's see if we can sit down, have a meeting about your goals, and we can put this all together and get you started. Now, there's a second version of this agreement, and it works a little bit differently. It's called a single property buyer's agency agreement. And the difference between the exclusive buyer's agency agreement and the single property buyer's agency agreement is that we're only working together on that one property. Exclusively, we're working on several different properties, looking at properties in the market, and we're doing a whole bunch of different things for 6 months. This one is the same thing as this, but only for that one property. If you walk away from this property, we're done. But if we stay together 6 months, it's the exclusive buyer's agency agreement. All right, the third document we're going to look at today is called a CIS, or a Consumer Information Statement. This is required by the state of New Jersey for all buyers and sellers to sign. Basically, it introduces you to 3 different types of agency. For example, there is a seller's agent, which is when a seller works exclusively with the listing agent. And then there's the buyer's agent, where a buyer works exclusively with a buyer's agent. And then there's something called dual agency. And that just means Coldwell Banker agent represents the seller, Coldwell Banker agent represents the buyer. Together you put a deal together because they're with the same brokerage. That's called dual agency. Or if I list the property and you're my buyer and you buy my property, I represent both seller and buyer. That's also called dual agency. And there you have it, the CIS statement of disclosures.
The NJ Consumer Information Statement, what it is and what it means for you. What is the Consumer Information Statement? The Consumer Information Statement, or CIS form, is a disclosure document required by the New Jersey Real Estate Commission. Every licensed real estate agent in New Jersey is required to present this to a buyer at the very first meeting. It exists to make sure you fully understand who your agent is working for before the conversation goes any further. There are 5 types of agency relationships, but I will touch base on 3. One is the seller's agent. The seller's agent works solely for the seller and not for you. They must act in the seller's best interest at all times. The seller's agent, even if they're the ones showing you the home, their loyalty is to the seller. The seller's agent is not required to keep your personal information or motivations confidential from the seller. The buyer's agent works solely for you, the buyer, owes you loyalty, confidentiality, and full disclosure. The buyer's agent must act in your best interest throughout the entire transaction and negotiates on your behalf and protects your position. Dual agent is when one agent or one brokerage represents both the buyer and the seller in the same deal. Both parties must be fully informed and give written consent. The agent cannot fully advocate for either side exclusively. You always have the right to know if dual agency applies to your transaction. Key points to know. You have the right to choose what type of representation you want. Until you sign a buyer's agency agreement, an agent may technically be working for the seller, even if they seem helpful and friendly. Dual agency requires your informed written consent before it can proceed. This document is required by New Jersey state law and it is not optional. It is one of the first documents you will see when working with a New Jersey real estate agent. Why this matters for you. The CIS form is designed to protect you as a consumer. Real estate transactions involve significant financial decisions, and knowing exactly who is representing your interests and who isn't is fundamental. When I work with you as your buyer's agent, my job is to be fully in your corner, your goals, your budget, your timeline. This document makes that commitment official and transparent from day one.
Look, there's a lot to learn when buying a house, especially in this real estate market. And understanding the value of a home and how to evaluate a home, that's part of the process. These 3 documents, that's the foundation. That's the introduction you're going to need to get started in real estate. Then once you get that done, we're going to sit down for a buyer's goals meeting. And we're going to talk about what you want in a house, what you need in a house, where you're looking, and how much you want to spend. Then when we put all of that together, we'll be ready to rock. All right, that was a lot to take in, right? We have the exclusive buyer's agency agreement, the single property buyer's agency agreement, and the statement of disclosures. So now that you have a little better understanding of what all 3 of those documents mean, I think we can move forward to the buyer's goals meeting. So if you have any questions, the next move is up to you. You give me a call, we set up an appointment, we get into the office, and we talk about how your goals, your dreams, your desires can become a reality. Because buying a house, you need someone to advise you and actually lead you to the closing table. So please give me a call. I'm looking forward to hearing from you and talking more about real estate.